I'm Leah Hollis, and I wrote Unequal Opportunity, Fired Without Cause, Filing with the EEOC. This is my dear friend Antoine Bernard. We've been buddies over the last 10 years, and he and I both often talk about while people are fighting discrimination on the job, so he was a great inspiration in helping me put this together.
Originally from Newark, New Jersey, I've seen unfair situations all my life. And even at times in my life, I've felt powerless in terms of dealing with stress at work, dealing with the legal system. And the reason that this book really resonates is that it provides, it sounds corny, but it does provide some hope or some insight for you to rectify a wrong and to empower yourself to go out and seek the help that is necessary.
I'm from Western Pennsylvania, small town, Johnstown, PA, and the book in a lot of ways is an extension of what my folks did. My father was in the school systems and helped to desegregate the Johnstown schools. My mother was an affirmative action officer and really helped out a lot with PHRC, which is Pennsylvania Human Rights Commission, which is the state level of the EEOC. So this book is really important. It's an extension of my folks' life work, and I'm really pleased to be able to bring this message of self-advocacy to people so they can understand and advocate for themselves. You know, I'm glad you picked up on the supportive part at work, and I capture this in the stories, is when whether you were the complaining person, the complainant that is, or you were somebody who supported them, not one of these people was successful by themselves. They had somebody who had their back. They had somebody who supported them or said, you can get in there and you can fight. So it's great that Antoine has been so very supportive of the project, and I'm very grateful of that. But I also would like that to be a model for how we need to support each other on the job, because if you see your brother or your sister who's having a problem with the boss, you're next, or your sister's next, or your mother's next. And we have to support each other when these fights go forward. It's not just one person doing the fight. It's a group of people who come together to get something done.
And just to play on that point, the fact of it being a group, unfortunately when people are struggling like this, they believe that they're by themselves. A lot of times when situations like occur, unfairness at work, discrimination, unfair policies, people feel isolated and they draw within themselves even more. My father always told me, you kill an ant with a hammer. So the more support you can get, where you know how, and knowing how to get that support, the better off you'll be.
Right in front of me.
Not just fight the fight. I mean, these rules came about because people died, literally, for the 1964 civil rights legislation. But also fight the smart fight. I mean, you can act out on a job, cuss your boss out, because you're right. And you might be right. But there's a smart way to win the fight. And if you're going to take the fight on, and the fight's not for everybody, but if you're going to take the fight on, be in it for the long haul, know it's a long fight, and know that you can win it, but you have to be smart about it. You need to know the rules, you need to have good people in your corner, and you need to take advice from anywhere it comes from. Don't just think because someone down the hall looks different than you, can't be your advocate. But not just a good fight, but a very smart fight, and that's how you can overcome when you're facing discrimination on a job. I have so many friends or folks I know personally who have faced workplace discrimination, lost their job, had to complain internally, or did nothing and lost their job. So it was a book to really help people understand how to advocate for themselves on the job and to know the rules, and also put them in stories instead of a bunch of legal text and court cases, but just stories so you can understand how do you file a complaint, or who do I go to, or what do I need to think about if I think I'm facing discrimination on a job?
Well, in particular, the perspective on the book, I've had friends, family members who've been in situations in employment who have no idea how to remedy a wrong that's been done at their job. They come away from the experience saying, well, they separated me because of this, and upon reflection, they know that there's something wrong. Internally, they know that something was done wrong by their employer. However, they don't know quite how to address it. And the inspiration that this book brings to me is that it provides, in a step-by-step way, paperwork, spiritually also in a certain way, so that people have the resolve to go about remedying the wrong.
To keep the fight alive. Over 100,000 people have discrimination complaints, and those are the complaints that actually come forward. So one thing I really appreciate about Antoine is he's always encouraging people to advocate for themselves, to get out there and stand up for their rights. And I know that's why he's such a big fan of the book, so I appreciate his support. And I also appreciate how he supports others in trying to advocate for themselves when they face harassment or discrimination.
Inspiring. One thing about Leah I've always been able to, I've been captivated about, was her grace and also her courage. One thing I've said to her, no matter right or wrong, you always get back out there and you go ahead and you do it. And that's what she does. So the fact that I could offer her some kind words, or an evening to go out to eat so that she could talk about her project or to vent about her frustrations at work, it was little. And actually I was grateful to be able, that I was there to be a sounding board, to see the process, the creative process behind it. Amazing experience, beautiful. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I am Antoine Bernard. The name of the book is Unequal Opportunity Fired Without Cause, filing with the EEOC.
And I'm Leah Hollis. I'm thrilled to be here at BlackandNobel, where you can get unequal opportunity, fired without cause, filing with the EEOC. And that's all.
Thank you.